recall at one time, I think 2019, 2020, we had a clean report for Nyandarua and Makueni.
Now, the one for Makueni, we went and tore it into pieces. I think the governor was a senator, and we realized that there were so many issues that had not been addressed. I think generally, most county entities are unqualified. On qualified, we take heart that at least things are not too bad, not too good. Yeah, because you can't send them to Nairobi to benchmark. Nairobi is terrible. Financial statements are being signed by non-accountants. You can't take them to Nandi. Can we take them to Busia, Senator Mtata, for benchmarking? What about Kisii? So, Governor, you have an opportunity to make yours a model county, because there does. But I think Homa Bay was fairly good, not by the opinion, but by the presentation that we saw. So maybe Homa Bay could be a benchmarking opportunity.
Yeah, the Homa Bay be a benchmarking county for the years that we serve together here, or for the years?
No, for the improvements. Yeah.
But Chair, remember these reports we were discussing, the Senator was Governor Wamatangi now. So I also want to promise this committee that in the next reports that are going to come, now that I'm the Senator and now he's a Governor who was a Senator, is going to be better for others to come and benchmark. So that's why we are not keeping quiet. We have to keep on asking these questions.
I think what the Senator is trying to say that he shall conduct these proceedings the way Senator Wamatangi used to conduct these proceedings. He'll ask those hard questions.
Chair, I think what Honorable Karungo is saying is that this thing we call democracy forces us to ask very difficult and painful questions, not because he may even hate the governor, just because he wants to set the record straight. Yeah.
Yeah, and so what I wanted to deal with are these officers. In the 2021-2022 report for the executive, it was also an adverse opinion?
Yes, Chair.
Now, the reason why we do this, Governor, is that officers hide behind the governors, because they think that when you come to the Senate, it's only the governor who will be on the spot. And indeed, when there's an impeachment, it's the governor who's impeached in his individual capacity. And then the thugs remain behind. They continue running the county. Even when we impeach the governor for Kiambu then, I'm not sure whether there are some thugs who remain behind. I'm not referring to the senator on my left. So we must also remove the mask, because your officers, if they know that they're not going to be taken into account, they'll do funny things, and then you'll come here and you'll get embarrassed. So we must deal with people with professional responsibility. We must deal with people with political responsibility and people with constitutional responsibility.
Chair, just on a point of clarification, I thought Senator Karuka was out of office when we impeached Governor Waititu, so that we don't, I don't know, maybe he can clarify. I don't think he was still in office then.
Senator, is there a declaration of interest that you need to make?
We're looking at what's year?
From 2019, 2020 to 2021, 2022.
Okay, yeah, 2019 and 2020, I was in office as a CEC for Youth Affairs and Sports in Kiambu County. I actually left the county the moment the governor left the county. Because the law says that once a governor leaves office, that he goes home with all his cabinet members. So, but I was never an accountant. I was never a chief officer. But again, I don't know what you mean when you say thugs left office. but what I can say is that that's why we're here, and that's why I also indicated that the governor was the senator then. So that now from here, both of us, we can look at this document with an eye of trying to get anything that was done against the law, so that we can fix it and fix it now together in this particular moment, so that now going forward, all the other reports that will be coming will be a little bit better than this. But I would want to tell the committee, yes, we know there were things which you looked at when you are doing the impeachment. So I believe we are on course. So continue and just look deeper.
Thank you, Senator. And I think that's the spirit.
Yeah.
So for the executive, there was CPA William Kimani. Is William Kimani still in the county?
Yes, Chair William Kimani is in the county and he's right here.
What is his role in the county?
His role is CFO.
CFO, not chief officer.
No, he is the Chief Finance Officer. CFO.
Listen.
William Kimani, go on record. What's your ISPAC number?
Thank you, Chair.
What's your ISPAC number?
6066.
Are you in good standing?
Yes, Chair.
And you're the genius who generated an adverse opinion alongside CPS Solomon Waweru. Is Solomon Waweru still in the county?
Yes.
Solomon Waweru, what's your ISPAC number?
My ISPAC number is 14406.
Are you in good standing?
Yes, I'm in good standing.
Why should the two of you continue being members of ISPAC if you cannot present financial statements that reflect the true state of affairs of a small entity?
Well, we admit at that point there must have been challenges in preparing some of these financial statements, but we are committing to improve in the subsequent financial years and ensure we get a better opinion.
Auditor General, what was the opinion in the subsequent year for the executive?
Thank you, Chair. It moved to qualified for 2021.
It moved to qualified. So the prayers worked in that particular year.
Subsequent is 2023, adverse.
Oh, it didn't change.
This was 2022, so subsequent is 2023, and it was adverse.
Chair, can we get some clarity on how long these CPAs have served in the county government of Kiambu? So that when somebody speaks about selling us hope for subsequent years, if you've been there 10 years, what is going to change in the next 3? How long have these officers been in the county government of Kiambu government?
Chair, because they're right here, they can be on record. As for the purpose.
Okay, before they respond, Senator Chirake, Senator Mariam.
Chair, mine is related to what Sifuna asked, because in financial statement of 2018 to 19 up to 2023, William Kimani is the financial preparer to a signature. And I wanted to ask the auditor from 18 to 2023, maybe we know the opinion, so that at least we know there is a negligence of professional misconduct there.
Okay, as the OAG gets that, Senator Chirake.
Chair, Governor, who is your chief officer of finance? I thought it is CFO Kimani.
Yes, Chair, it is William Kimani. Chair.
Chief officer?
Yes.
Who is the chief officer?
Yeah, he's the one that.
Or CFO?
Yeah.
Or is the CFO and CEO?
Yeah.
My chair, but maybe through the governor, through the chair, could there be capacity challenges within some of these departments that culminates in preparation of financial statements? Because, of course, the ultimate responsibility rests with the people who finalize and work with OAG in giving the final preparation of documentation. But, Governor, is there a challenge of capacity within some of these departments that generate financial statements that will be ultimately used in review of by OAG in terms of documentation? I thank you, Chair.
Let's do it this way. Let the OAG give us the opinions. Let's hear from the officers and then we hear from the governor.
Okay.
With a view to the governor giving us action taken or way forward on how to sort out these issues. OAG.
Thank you, Chair. 2018-2019 was a qualified opinion. 2019-2020 qualified opinion. 2020-2021 qualified opinion. 2021-2022 adverse opinion. 2022-2023 adverse opinion. Thank you.
To the officers, for how long have you certified these accounts? I think it was Senator Mariam with specific reference to Mr. Kimani. Yes? Of these years, which ones did you take responsibility?
Thank you, Chair. I take responsibility 1920, 2021, 21, 22, and 22, 23.
And instead of getting better, you're getting worse.
Chair, maybe the opinion matrix was changed by the...
You are saying the goalpost shifted?
Yes.
That's the lamest excuse I've heard. I think the facts are as per that report form issued by the Auditor General. It's not, we won't even waste time talking about shifting matrices. I'll want the governor to tell us the action is taken, but first of all, I hear from...
Before he does that, I think it's also good, Chair, for you to also note, maybe this is also one of the factors. The qualified 2018-2019, that was Waitito the governor. 2019-2020, that was Waitito the governor, which is also qualified. Then we go to adverse. 2021-2022, that was Governor Nyoro. And 2022-2023, now that is Governor Wamatangi. Am I right? So adverse. So it's also good to look at that aspect, whether it is also the executive office. I don't know, I'm just throwing that to the committee so that now the governor can answer that question.
Yeah, so we have said one thing. The reason why we're having this conversation really is to make it clear to your officers that they will also be held responsible personally where there's a professional obligation. And the professional obligation falls on members of the accounting profession, members of the procurement profession, members of the legal profession, and members of the human resource profession. You will no longer hide behind a governor. If there are issues that fall within your domain, we shall call you out and we shall address you directly. So that the next time you're asked to do anything irregular, just remember that Sifuna and Omtata and Cherargei will be waiting for you in Nairobi for you to carry your own cross. So let's hear from the governor, but first Senator Onyonka.
Governor, my worry is that your officers, they're leaving a lot to be desired, especially under the current circumstances. How I wish that they would have even given you a possibility of making other arguments other than the argument he's making. I hope they're able to internalize and understand, because what we have right now, the issues that are coming up, the younger people in our country are now becoming really fidgety to see such reports. Okay, and I'm really hoping that we will get something better as we move, because right now it's not looking so good, Governor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Governor, with a view to way forward beyond prayer and hope.
Yes, maybe before the governor responds, and also apart from action taken, what are you doing to build capacity of your departmental heads and various, so that ours is to protect evolution. We want evolution to flourish through the chair. Apart from action taken, be it administrative action and others, what other strategies have you put in place to build capacity of all your officers so that we don't go where we were but moved for betterment? I thank you, Chair.
Governor?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, first is to allow me to respond to what the Senator said. But and as I do that, I, in a minute, can paint the picture as it correctly is. We have had, from examination, there have been continuous and historical challenges in the department, Chair, moving forward. And that will come out even as we look at the Auditor General's reports for the other years, all the way up to where we came in. And Chair, to address that, as I've said, we have put in key staff who will help this department, including the incoming new CEC as the policy lead in that particular department. Part of what you see in these reports is accumulation. There have been issues that were raised by the auditor that continuously went on to pile, reconciliation issues, issues of correctness that were piled and rolled over, And so you find that as the years move on, that this matters, and I believe this will come out even as we look at these other reports, like I've said, on the first questions by the auditor on reconciliation and accurateness of reporting, that you'll find that there are even historical issues there that date back to the years 2014, 2015, and moving on. And so, moving forward, what we've done, as I've said, we have put in new key staff, and as the CEC came in, I believe that's going to be corrected. Two, though there is individual responsibilities, as you've correctly said, Chair, and indeed the officers should take personal responsibility for some of these shortcomings. The county also ran on systems, OSR collecting systems, also which double up as the finance reporting systems that were not only faulty, erroneous, and intentionally, Chair, calibrated not to give accurate results. And so, and like I've said, because we are about to open the other reports, you'll see that continuously, there is no way, indeed, that there would have been correct reports when the mainframe of collecting that revenue that they're reporting on is erroneous, it's doctored, it's altered to give results that were not supposed to be correct results. There are instances, Chair, when the county was running 2 systems at the same time, sometimes even 3 systems, to collect the same revenue. Each of them, as again the auditor has raised in some of the years there, were not even speaking to each other. So we've come a long way. As I've said, this financial year, Chair, we are probably the county that is #1 in the whole country in terms of percentage increase of OSR. That I can say without batting an eyelid, because we've increased our OSR by almost 100%. I found OSR at about 2.9 billion, now we're at 4.6 billion. That has come out of a very long process of shifting, moving staff, bringing new staff, and bringing in also a new system. So I don't think that there are any excuses that can be given by the county at all. People should take responsibility. We've ripped off that system that was intended to give those results, as you see. And Chair, if you also permit, you remember that as I sat on the other side when I was a member of this committee, in those years that we are responding to 1920, we had to chase the county away. When in the own systems of the county, it was showing that there were figures that were unbelievable. Remember that time, the county was reporting that they had account balances of over 60 billion, which they never had. That even payments were being done for staff in State House and on missions in Somalia. So it has been a very messy ground. But we have calmed things down. We have done the right things, Chair. And I believe, and probably just to mention this to also Senator, this last year that we've talked about, 2022-2023, is indeed 3/4 of those of the matters raised and the activities reported there were still of the previous administration. But Chair, to sum it up, we have taken corrective action. I believe when we come here next, we'll be speaking a different story because we have now a correct system that we have developed to report, Chair, on different on the entire of the revenue collection as one. Before, structured revenue was being collected by a different system, unstructured revenue by a different system, other collections done manually, and so there is no way there would have been coherence. And I believe that we can't take shortcuts as a county. We have put the right things in place, and that will be...
Okay, Governor, we shall get into that when we get into the substantive report. But if you are not going to deal with the professional issues, the issues of competence, and adherence to standards and regulations and laws, and you continue getting an adverse opinion, this Senate has said that in the spirit of the national conversation, we cannot continue sending money to counties with weak financial management systems. And the report form on a county's financial management system is a report of the Auditor General. We have said that counties with adverse or disclaimer opinions, we shall invoke Article 226, it's Article 225 on stoppage of funds. You recall we tried to move a motion for stoppage of funds for a number of counties due to non-payment of pending bills. By that time, Mukuri Atani was CS Treasury. We tried making proposals of a similar nature when Professor Njuguna was at the Treasury. He never took us seriously. You can rest assured that CS Mbadi is going to take Sifuna very seriously when we tell him that we must stop funds going to counties with adverse opinions. And you'll find Kiambu suffering because of the either incompetence or lack of care of your officers. So please, it's not an idle matter. If you're going to get another adverse opinion, there is no way this Senate will continue to vote for money to go to Kiambu until you've got a proper recovery plan. And we have seen that in your first year, it's already adverse. And if that's going to be the trend in the next year, surely, Senator Sifuna, those are some of the things that Mbadi and others must do to make a difference in the PFM architecture.